Hello, welcome to Active Baking. In this video I'll be showing you how to make my dirt and worm pies. You can find a written up version of this recipe in the description below. This video will be structured into 3 parts. So we'll firstly be making our gooey chocolate brownies, then our chocolate cream, which you can also infuse with mint if you like, and then our chocolate soil on top, and then we'll put it all together to create our pies. If you'd like to see more recipe videos like this in the future, then please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. Before making your brownies, you'll need to preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius for a conventional oven and 160 degrees Celsius for a fan oven. To make your brownies, you will need 30 grams of cocoa powder, 200 grams of light brown sugar, 100 grams of plain flour, 200 grams of plain chocolate or dark chocolate, 2 large eggs, and 100 grams of unsalted butter. The first part of making your brownies is to melt your chocolate and butter together. I like to do this in my microwave for 20 to 30 second blasts, stirring after each one until completely melted. Now that it is melted, we can move on to the next step. Next step is to put the brown sugar and 2 eggs into a large mixing bowl and then whisk it by hand until it becomes thicker. Now that we have whisked our eggs and sugar together, we want to add our chocolate and butter. So you can just pour this in. And then you'll need a spatula or a spoon. And we're just going to fold it in. Lastly, we're going to add our flour and cocoa powder, so you will need a sieve. Dip this in. We'll just tap this in gently. And using the same technique as we did with the chocolate, we are just going to fold it in. Now that we have combined all of our ingredients, you will need a 7" by 7" brownie tin, so at least around 1.5" deep. And we pour our brownie mixture into the tin. And then spread it around so that it reaches the edges. And now we bake in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes until there is a slight wobble in the middle. Then remove it from the oven and allow it to cool for at least 30 minutes. To make our chocolate soil, you will need the following 3 ingredients: 40 grams of unsalted butter at room temperature, 40 grams of cocoa powder, and 60 grams of caster sugar. To combine the ingredients, you can either use your hands like you would for a short crisp pastry, just make sure they're clean and rub the ingredients together, or you can put them in a blender until they resemble breadcrumbs. Now that we have combined the ingredients, and it's resembling soy a little bit, we need to put it in the fridge to chill for around 30 minutes to 1 hour. Now I've been cooking our chocolate soil, so we need to remove this from the oven and allow it to cool before putting it onto our pies. To make the chocolate cream for our pies, you will need 150 milliliters of tinned coconut milk, 100 grams of chocolate, this could be plain, milk, dark, whatever you prefer, 50 grams of caster sugar, and then if you want it to have a minty flavour, I would recommend a peppermint extract and a quarter of a teaspoon. First step to the cream is to melt the chocolate, so microwave it for 20-second blasts, stirring in between. Perfect. Our next step is just to mix all of our ingredients together. I like to do this in a jug, so we can just pour in the sugar, pour in the chocolate, and then mix together well with a spoon. Then once we've done that, if you would like the minty flavour, then you can add the extract in. You can do this to taste. I would start off with a quarter of a teaspoon first, stir it in, have a taste, see whether that's strong enough for you, and if not, just add a little bit more, 1/4 of a teaspoon at a time or 1/8. It's completely up to you. With peppermint extract, I can feel it can be very strong. So if you like that, fine. If not, it can be very easy to overdo it. So just do it small doses at a time. My brownies have now had plenty of time to chill, so we can start preparing them for the pie. We need to remove them from the tin. And then chop them into bite-sized pieces. You can do squares, triangles, random shapes, whatever you want to do. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. Now that we have chopped our brownies, we can place them in our glasses. So I've got just 4 quite small wine glasses here, but it also makes enough for 2 gin glasses. You might even have some more, so have as many as you like. If you want to do it in a bowl, it's completely up to you. It is very effective though when it's in a glass. You can just pick pieces up. Now we've made our chocolate cream, we can pour it into the glasses over the brownie. You can have as much or as little as you like. Again, it's completely up to you and what you prefer. I do like to use a jug and pour it in as I've just mixed it. I find that this is an excellent way because it pours a lot better, and then you can allow it to cool, and that's when it sets and becomes a lot thicker. The final part of making our dirt and worm pies is to add on our chocolate soil, our jelly snakes or jelly worms. I have, such as these, I have Tangy Worms by Jealous Sweets. And then I've also got just a couple of mint leaves to decorate. So the first part is just to put this soil and sprinkle it on top of the glass. You can use a spoon if you prefer, you don't have to use your hands. And lastly, we can add on our jelly worms and our mint leaves. So with the jelly worms, you can have some fun. You can try and kind of put them half sticking out of the soil, like so, or just have them on top. Like that. It's absolutely up to you how you decorate it, and then if you want to garnish it with a mint leaf, you can. So kind of putting that on like that. And here we have our dirt and worm pie. So it's brownie, a nice mint chocolate cream, chocolate soil, and then some jelly worms and a mint leaf. Thank you for watching my recipe video today. If you'd like to see more recipe videos like this in the future, then please make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, then please give me a thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comments below. You can also follow me on Instagram at Active Baking, which is all one word, and this is where I post regular updates of what I'm baking as well as my original recipes. You can also listen to my podcast, which I run with my friend from at That's Just My Cup of Tea on Instagram. It's a tea and baking podcast where we discuss all things tea and baking and play a few games too. That's called Or Shall We Have Tea First, and you can find us on all major podcast streaming platforms. Thank you again for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye.